Hi, and welcome to Temple Baptist Church Online Devotion. I'm glad that you're with me today. I'm continuing my study in the names of God, and today I'm looking at the name Adonai, which means master. And we find this passage in Exodus chapter 4. Moses has received his orders from the Lord. Yahweh has told him to go and command Pharaoh to let the people go. Yet Moses was afraid. And he asked God to give him some proof that he had actually heard from God. And so I think we would all have that same type of fear if we were to go before somebody as powerful as Pharaoh and say, look, my God has told me to come to you. Listen to the words of this conversation in Exodus chapter 4, beginning in verse 2. So the Lord said to him, "What is that in your hand?" And Moses said, "A rod." And he said, "Cast it on the ground." And he cast it on the ground, and it became a serpent. And Moses fled from it. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Reach out your hand and take it by the tail." And so Moses reached out his hand and caught it, and it became a rod in his hand, that they may believe that the Lord God of their fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, has appeared to you. Furthermore, the Lord said to him, "Now put your hand in your bosom." And he put his hand in his bosom, and when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous like snow. And God said to Moses, "Put your hand in your bosom again." And so Moses returned his hand into his bosom, and then he drew it back out of his bosom, and behold, it was restored like his other flesh. And then it will be, God says, if they do not believe you, nor heed the message of the first sign, that they may believe the message of the latter sign. And it shall be, if they do not believe even these two signs, or listen to your voice, that you shall take water from the river and pour it on the dry land, and the water which you take from the river will become blood on the dry land. And then Moses said to the Lord, "O my Lord, I am not eloquent, neither before nor since you have spoken to your servant, but I am slow of speech and slow of tongue." Moses here calls God Adonai. He says, "O my Lord." What he's saying is, "O my master." Adonai can be interpreted as master. Moses was willing. He saw himself as the servant of the Lord. He knew who God was. He knew that he was subject to God and whatever God's will for his life was. And so therefore he was willing to say, to God and to call him master. As well, we know that in the life of Jesus, there were times that the disciples often called him master. There was one time in particular when they were in the boat and Jesus says, "Let down your nets." Peter says, "We fished all night and we haven't caught anything. But for you, Master, I will do it." And he let down his nets, and what he caught was a catch that they couldn't even pull into the boat. They had to call for help to come and get it. And so when we yield ourselves to the will of the Master, we're able to experience all that they have for us. Moses was willing to yield himself to the Master. And likewise, we as well should know God as our Adonai, our Master, the one who commands us. And because he is the one who commands us, we know that he is the one who can bring it about. I hope that you have a church home where you can grow in your relationship with the Lord. And if you don't, we invite you to come and join us here at Temple Baptist Church. We meet on Sundays at 8 a.m., 10 a.m., and 6 p.m. God bless you, and I hope you join me again next time for another name of God.